Good morning.
Start the meeting first, then deal.
Okay. We're going to get started in 15 seconds. I'm missing a lot of commissioners. I'm not sure why. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the BOCC meeting of, where's
You
my
don't
script?
have a quorum.
Yeah, I don't have a quorum. Here they come. You guys are good, because I don't have my, Katie, where's my script? Okay. I'd like to call to order the Pasco County Board of County Commission meeting, 10 a.m. meeting of May 20th, 2025. At this time, silence all electronic devices and mute your microphones. And please rise for the invocation and the pledge. And we have someone to give us an invocation this morning. Good morning.
Let's pray. Well, Father, we've come once again to discuss important matters in the county, Lord, and so we ask that you give us the wisdom to be able to respond to the needs and concerns of our community. But we also have come together today to recognize some important folks, Lord. We lift up all of our public works figures, all of our people who are working tirelessly to make sure that everything is working that's supposed to work, Lord. I just ask a special blessing on them as they go about their work, often unrecognized. So thank you for them, Lord. I also lift up our EMS workers today, Lord. They are out and about 24 hours a day responding to the needs of our people. So I ask a special blessing on them and your arms of protection as they go about doing their job. So thank you for gathering us for these purposes and ask that you be with us, guide us in all that you would have us to do. And I lift this all up in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. So, can you please call the roll?
District 1, Commissioner Oakley.
Here.
Hold on, I don't think my mic is on. Commissioner Oakley, I'm going to do that again. District 1, Commissioner Oakley.
Here.
District 2, Commissioner Waitman.
Present.
District 4, Commissioner Yeager.
Here.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Here.
District 3, Chairman Starkey.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, so now is the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any current or future agenda item coming before the board and on other business under the board's purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who are here in person. Then we will take public comment from those who have pre-registered for a WebEx link and are currently on queue. We request that when you address the board, comments are not directed personally against a commissioner or a team member, but rather directed at the issue. This provides mutual respect between board members and the public. After stating your name and address for the clerk, a 3-minute timer will be activated and a green light will be shown on the podium. After 2 minutes, a yellow light will indicate you have 1 minute left. When your time is up, a red light will be displayed. 3 beeps will sound and you should close your comments. WebEx participants will be disconnected automatically when their time is up. Before we begin, I've gotten a little word that some people are here to speak about an issue that is this afternoon, so I'm going to have my county attorney explain how some of these rules work.
Yeah, public comment is for business which is on the regular or consent agenda or is for a future meeting. Those items which are on your public hearing agenda starting at 1:30, the public comment for those items needs to be taken up in those meetings. My understanding is that there are folks signed up for the Little Road MPUD, which has a comp plan amendment as P43, and the rezoning, which is P55. That comment is more appropriately taken this afternoon during those items.
Thank you very much. All right, Madam Clerk, do we have a lineup?
So You would think so, Madam Chair, but I only have 2 people signed up, so I'm assuming there's more
Okay.
people in the audience that didn't sign up, so we'll take the 2 that signed up
Okay.
first. So we have Wanda Chasnoff, followed by Rachel Hobbs, and those are the 2 that I have signed up.
Okay. And maybe we're full from the resolutions and not.
Good morning, my name is Wanda Chasnoff. I live at 6608 Status Lane, Newport Richey. I'm here, I was here a few weeks ago, and I was here on the homeless people that live on Green Key. Well, there's only been 2 arrests and warnings. The neighbors don't feel like we're getting anywhere. They're still there 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. I was out walking the street. They was out roaming the streets and everything. Last week, I got up straight out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I walk out my door, and what I smell? Fire. They got a fire going. I had to call the fire department. And Miss Starkey, you had put some pretty pressure on them about doing something. Jack's secretaries are trying to do what they need to do, but we're not getting anywhere, and we need to push further to get this out of there because we're gonna have a major fire. All of us trying to fix our houses and everything. I just got a permit and I applied in January. I'm just starting to fix my house, okay? I'm dealing with the city about the Motel 6. The homeless people are beginning to live in the Motel 6. I had Colin out there last week. I made him walk the property with me about the flooding. Pleasantville is a mobile home park in front of me. They're putting all new trailers, but we got no drainage on Green Key. It's gonna flood again. What are we gonna do? We're putting all this new money and everything on Green Key, and we're all gonna flood again. We got homeless people roaming, flooding, fires. What else do we need? We need your help. Please, I'm asking. If not, I'm picking up and moving. I don't know what else to do.
Madam Chair?
I'm 67 years old.
Is that private
So-
property?
So, Madam Chair, to talk, I'd like David to get with her about the homeless that's in the whole area. The one parcel she's talking about, that we talked about, is actually in public. We're working on it right now to buy the property. We think we can have an agreement coming together. It's gonna help with the drainage and the.
Pleasantville?
It ain't moving
Side-
fast
so the-
enough.
the
Here
other
we
side.
are. Hurricane season again, and I ain't even barely started on my house.
All right, so you
Talk
want
to David
to
Allen.
speak
If you
to
want to talk to Sonia, she can tell you what's going on right now. It's in real estate right now.
I've been in contact with them very frequently.
But you don't understand what's going on, clearly, because
know.
we are working on buying the property. We think we're gonna come to terms, so that solution is there for drainage as well as homeless for that one particular. For the rest of the homeless, I'd like you to talk to David Allen, let him handle it.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
I just need y'all's help. I
All
can't
right.
do it
Working on it.
alone.
We are working on it.
Okay, next?
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Rachel Hobbs. I represent Home Run Financing. We're a third-party program administrator for the Florida PACE Funding Agency. My address is 750 University Avenue. It's in Los Gatos, California. So I'm here before you today to provide you with the regular 3-yearly report of the Florida PACE Funding Agency as required in your interlocal agreement dated May 2019. And I have 2 pages. I have copies here for your staff to
Give me
give
a
to
motion.
each of you.
Move to receive and file?
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Hand it to her.
You just hand it to her.
So thank you for your time and for the opportunity to present this report to you. As I've mentioned, this is the report of the Florida PACE Funding Agency. In the paper I have for you, we have the agency email and the website as required. The interlocal agreement is dated May 2019. We're required to give you the written report, a verbal presentation every 3 years. So as a reminder, this is an ILA that covers the unincorporated part of your county only and does not cover any of the properties within any of the city limits. The total of the assessments that have been originated until February, at the end of February this year, is $15,347,146, with the average amount of the assessment being $20,545. This is the report only of the Florida PACE Funding Agency. It's not of any of the other PACE districts that are operating within your county. And I would like to mention that the Florida PACE Funding Agency is under new leadership. There is a new executive director there, Wendy Leach, and her email is the email listed for you as the agency email. To mention some ancillary benefits of the PACE program is roof replacement, which is helping your homeowners with the ever-increasing insurance issues within the state of Florida. To give you a brief update, there was major legislation at the state level last year, effective July 1st. It brought in new consumer protections, including confirmed terms calls, an ability to pay test. It reduced the maximum term from 30 to 20 years, and it put the Florida Auditor General as state regulator for the PACE program. It also expanded the program to include septic to sewer conversions and flood mitigation. So at a state level, it was decided that those two items would be PACE eligible from now on. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We need to make sure we have the other companies doing this. This is the first time I've seen this. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else? Is there anyone online?
There was one person signed up, but they're not logged in yet.
Okay. Is there anyone else here who wishes to speak to the BOCC? Come on up.
As you're walking up, please state your name and address for the record.
Good morning. Julie McGill, 4922 Wishart Boulevard, Tampa. I come before you today to talk about Bailey's Bluff. Bailey's Bluff consists of about, 136 homes, most on the water, but all on septic. So
Really?
she caught my attention when she mentioned that septic to sewer, okay? The simple solution would be to run a sewer line down Pineview. All these septic systems are aging. A lot of those houses built in Bailey's were built in the late 60s, so we have aging septic systems which are overflowing, drain fields, there's not enough room to build a new one if older ones have gone bad. Sand Bay, on the other hand, was built in the 80s. Those people were given sewer. So we weren't around in this capacity in the 80s, but why wasn't that developer made to run that on Pineview to service not only Sand Bay, but also Bailey's Bluff?
Lots of reasons.
It's a mess. The huge problem we have is when those septic systems, when we have hurricanes, or when they overflow, or they have to be pumped repeatedly, not only is that byproduct of nitrogen going into our groundwater, it's also overflowing into our waterways. I walked the neighborhood, and I got a lot of feedback from the neighbors. Most of them with waterfront property don't even feel like they have waterfront property, because nitrogen, not only, I'll get to the sea life in a minute, nitrogen causes sediment buildup. They've been waiting since 2017 to have their waterways dredged so they can get their boats out. They're paying taxes on waterfront property, and it's sledge front property, basically. The other problem is we have a federally protected manatees, okay? This nitrogen runoff kills the seagrass that these animals live on. That's their main diet. I emailed each and every one of you about an article about Indian River. 1,100 manatees starved to death because of nitrogen runoff that killed their main food supply. We're a ticking time bomb here in Bailey's Bluff. It's going to happen, and I hope that this doesn't fall on deaf ears. We can already see the evidence. I have a homeowner here that when they first moved in, they saw manatees. They don't see them anymore. The oyster beds are black in the lagoon. They should be white and thriving. They're black. They're dying. We need to do this now. Get this sewer run. Get these people off septic, or we're going to have another Indian River on our hands. So
Well, thank you
That's about all
for
I've
bringing
got.
this up. I'm going to add this right now to our CDBG-DR list.
thank
I
you.
know the administrators are
Thank
writing
you.
it over
I
there.
appreciate that.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else here who wishes to speak? Okay, we will move on to the consent agenda.
And the individual's still not on WebEx.
That
Okay.
was the individual, I believe.
Oh. Okay.
Julie McGill, was that?
Julie? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, do I have, oh, this is for the afternoon, this whole list? I do have a list here.
That's
Hold on a minute.
applicants. That's applicants for the afternoon.
Okay. All right, do I have a poll sheet? No, I don't have anything. For the consent agenda?
Did you want to do
You have it?
resolutions, or were you just moving to
Resolutions?
consent now?
Well, mine, okay, we can do the resolution. Mine is a time certain. So we'll do RS1, but I don't have a poll sheet.
If you are here for National Public Works Week in Pasco, please step up to the podium.
All of you? Not just a few, a bunch.
There are no polls.
See, they're not here to say something to us about it. Sorry, thanks.
Is anybody working today?
Promise, this is a
We're gonna make this very, very fast.
Public Works.
All right, I will go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-227, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 18th to the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week in Pasco County. Whereas public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, quality of life, and well-being of the citizens of Pasco County. And whereas these infrastructures and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of the Pasco County's public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees responsible for rehabilitating, improving, maintaining, and protecting Pasco County's transportation network, public buildings, and stormwater infrastructure that are essential for Pasco County citizens. And whereas it is the public's interest for civic leaders, residents, and children of Pasco County to gain knowledge of and to maintain progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas efficiency of the qualified, dedicated, and talented employees who staff public works is materially influenced by their can-do attitude and an understanding of the importance of the work they perform. And whereas National Public Works Week became an educational campaign in 1960 and 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. And whereas the 2025 National Public Works Week theme is People, Purpose, Presence, which highlights the three cornerstone ideals that motivate public work professionals to serve in their communities every day and recognize the substantial contributions they make to protect our national health, safety, and quality of life. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week in Pasco County and encourages all citizens to support public work activities this week and throughout the year. Done and resolved in regular session with quorum present and voting this 20th day of May 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good morning.
Morning, I'm Jason Mickle,
Is anybody-
Public Works Director.
Is anybody working today? I'm just questioning.
How many in your department? That's a good question.
Commissioners, this is a very, very small
Yeah, that's what I
section
think.
of our 270-plus folks that we have working in Public Works.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, first thing I want to say is, thank you, Commissioner Oakley, for sponsoring this. Madam Chair and the rest of the board, I genuinely want to thank you for all the support that we get, not only during our regular daily activities of providing safe and efficient and proactive stormwater and road maintenance activities, but you were really there for us along with the executive leadership team this year during our storm season. Part of the 3 storms that these folks all dealt with throughout the the storm season of 2024 was unprecedented, as you know, and we all kind of band together as a county and as a team to deal with each of those storms that seem to each get worse throughout the year. And partly, I know this is a big group here behind me, but the main reason why they're here today is because these are the folks who really work tirelessly throughout that whole process. And it's our field teams that were out there working tirelessly. It's our engineers, our GIS techs, our scientists, the inter-office people. You have people that worked long hours on our fiscal team. So we have a large cross-section of people here, and I wanted them to get acknowledged. I want them to come here today and just so you could see their faces and know all the great people that are out there doing all the great work.
Well, we are really grateful to all of you, and we see you out there. And Jason, I do want to walk BMP 5 with you early in the morning.
Okay.
Before it's hot. So, and I don't know if
We
you want to
wanna-
come on that one, Jack, but,
Jason,
yeah, Commissioner Oakley?
we want to thank you and all your team, with your leadership team, plus yourself and all the staff that makes things happen here in the county, because without you, the county would be quite a mess without the work y'all do. So that's from west side to east side. So it's been a long time since I've seen anyone leaning on a shovel or something of that nature. But we've actually developed you continue working all the time now. So, but we certainly appreciate you doing what you do and doing your job. So you're a big part of all that what happens here in Pasco. You're not just someone that we forget out there. We know you're there. We know you're doing the work that needs to be done. I have to go back to one thing that Branford brought one time was fixing the potholes. When you called in, within the next couple of days, it's fixed. So it's very heartwarming to see that done, because in years past, that wouldn't have been done at all. So it really saves a lot of tires in the country for the citizens. And when things show up in roadways and all, and they're cleaned away to make room for our citizens driving on these roads, we certainly appreciate you for all that work. But all of it, you're not just someone that we don't know. We see you and we thank you every day. Okay.
Commissioner Waitman?
Thank you, Chair. Branford, Mr. Mickle and team, everybody behind you, you guys are tough, and gals. And thank you for sticking with us through last year. I know we're in a new year. Hopefully it's not as tough on us, but we couldn't do it without you. The decisions we make, you guys have to implement, and appreciate your dedication and service to the citizens of Pasco County. And remember, during storm season, if we were to have another one, take care of yourselves. You're not good to anybody else unless you're taken care of too. So we're here to support you just as you support us, and very happy that you're here with us today.
Commissioners, any comments?
Yes, me. First of all, thank you so much for everything you guys do, and I always see you guys out working, Commissioner Oakley. Just like he said, you know, you pick up a phone and you guys are on it, so thank you, and we appreciate everything you do.
And Commissioner Mariano?
Thank you. And I want to say I just greatly appreciate from back in 2004 when I was first campaigning to run and all the storms that were going on and seeing all the devastation and the suffering that was going on. I wanted to make this a main mantra for mine for my career here. And I want to say what you guys have done over the years has been amazing. I mean, we started out with the MSTU back in 2006 to go study what we needed to go do. And after that information's gone through, the execution, and I'll say especially when Branford came on as well, with everybody here, I think everything freed up to give you guys the opportunity to get the work done, figure out what needed to be done. We had plans that were on the shelf for years, like at Holiday Hills, that was out there for 30 years ago, how to fix it, and we kind of went very similar to those plans. So it's great to have ideas, it's great to have engineering, and we get the execution to go with it. To what you guys have done has been phenomenal. Last year when we had the tropical storm, Hurricane Debbie coming in, and we talked on a Friday afternoon with Jason, Branford, myself, Swiftmud, DEP, and trying to make something happen. And the next morning, out at Palm Terrace, we had 29 trucks ready to go, backloaders ready to go. Are we going to go dig out the ponds onto the side to cut away? We're going to actually put fill in there, or we're going to dig out the spray field to the side, now that the plant's been shut down, to go. These guys were ready to go, and they were ready to go all the way through. They took out 400 truckloads of dirt in very, very short period of time, like three days. They came back the following week after the storm had passed and then went back to it and did a phenomenal job. And then even after that, we still had to go work on what we're going to do for that whole area, because we don't want them flooding again. And it got really close with another storm that came in, just a regular storm. But what you did for even that area right there has just been amazing. I mean, Gulf Highlands, where they suffered year after year after year. What you guys have done for, I used to call it a loop. Like when the storm was coming in, I had a place I'd started Sea Pines, work my way down and around. I don't have as many places to go anymore, by far. But now I go there in satisfaction just to see how great the work that you guys have done has been. So I want to tell you, for someone who's watched you guys and watched you guys grow as a group, it's been absolutely phenomenal what you've done for this county, because instead of being, call it a laughing stock, call it a troubled area that with growth, right now, you look at all the things we had going on last year. I only saw us on the news one time at Old Dixie and Hudson, and frankly, just this past week when we saw some things there, we just got a couple of pipes there. We got to probably just like seal them in, line them, and that area is going to get taken care of too. So I just want to thank you guys for what you have done. Has been absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you every single day. Thank you.
Y'all may not know this, but Jason and I go way back.
Way back.
Way, 25 years? I don't know. When I was on the PA Basin
Don't
Board at
look
Swift
that
Mud,
old.
and Jason was there. And back then, Pasco County had no money. We did not have a stormwater fee. So we couldn't do cooperative funding projects with Swift Mud. All our money was being spent in Pinellas County. It was so frustrating when I was a board member. But now we are rocking and rolling, and I think with this money we got from HUD, you guys are going to be really busy in the next few years. So we're going to fix a lot of issues in the county that will help our citizens. So thank you very much. And the county administrator would like to say something real quick.
Yeah, just real briefly, Public Works it's a core competency of government, because without it, nothing else happens, right? You underpin society, right? And even during the storms, right? The first responders would not have been able to get where they needed to go had the roads not been cleared, had the floodwaters not been where they are. So the work that you do helps our economy thrive and helps our people stay safe, quite honestly, and it can't be more succinct than that. So I just thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work, Jason, that you and your team do every single day out there, so thank you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
Commissioner
go
Oakley's,
down-
yeah,
I'm gonna go down front. and
we'll
y'all
stand
stay
up back here. I think you guys are going to have to go forward. Commissioner Oakley, step forward. You guys make 3 rows. Someone organize them. Yeah. I can see right now, that's not going to work.
There we go. She's got it.
Yeah.
She's got it.
Well, this one back here in the green, there's no way no one's going to see her.
No one wants to see him anyway.
You need to get up front. Oh, she's hiding? She's hiding? Okay, she wants to hide.
Chief's got it figured out.
Yeah, see?
Beautiful color. Okay, everyone look at Amanda first, please.
Great group, looking good.
I love those yellow shirts. I want one.
Good job, team.
Thank you, guys.
Back out of the heat. Okay, we're going to jump over to Res 3.
Res 3, I have the time certain for 11:15.
Oh, did I skip one? Wait a minute.
Yeah, Res 2.
She's here.
If she's here, we can, but we just have resolution number
No,
2.
no, I'm going to wait on that one. Oh, I'm sorry, Res 2, yeah.
All right, so Resolution 2, if you are here representing the Economic Development Week in Pasco County, please step up to the podium. Very good. I'll go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution 25-228. A resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 12th through the 16th, 2025 as Economic Development Week in Pasco County. Whereas Economic Development Week is an event created by the International Economic Development Council to celebrate the achievements of economic developers. And whereas since 1926, the International Economic Development Council has been a leader and driving force in advancing economic development initiatives with a steadfast commitment to fostering growth and prosperity in communities of all sizes through equity, inclusion, sustainability, resilience, and innovation. And whereas more than 100,000 economic development and related professionals worldwide are committed to creating, retaining, and expanding opportunities that facilitate long-term equitable community growth. And whereas the economic development profession cultivates thriving neighborhoods, champions sustainability and resiliency, boosts economic prosperity, enhances quality of life, and builds robust tax bases. And whereas economic developers are engaged in a wide variety of settings, including rural and urban, local, state, provincial, and federal governments, public-private partnerships, chambers of commerce, universities, and a variety of other institutions. And whereas economic development professionals serve as stewards, bridging connections between community stakeholders such as residents, business leaders, elected officials, industry executives, and educational administrations to collaborate in promoting job creation, community investment, infrastructure advancements, and optimistic futures. And whereas since 1987, the Economic Development Council, EDC, has served as the lead economic development organization dedicated to the overall growth and prosperity of Pasco County through the development of sustainable and diversified economy. And whereas in 2025, the Pasco EDC was recognized as one of 86 economic development organizations accredited by the International Economic Development Council as an accredited economic development organization. And whereas since 1996, the Pasco EDC has assisted companies through business expansions and relocations, resulting in over $3 billion in capital improvements and over 22,000 new jobs in Pasco County. And whereas economic developers attract and retain high-quality jobs, develop vibrant communities, and contribute to the betterment and progress of Pasco County. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the week of May 12th through 16th, 2025 as Economic Development Week in Pasco County and recognizes the importance of this community celebration, which supports expanding opportunities, bettering lives, and moving societies forward in Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 20th day of May, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good morning. This is Commissioner Waitman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Y'all gonna arm wrestle up there today, see who's stronger at economic development around here? No. Thank you. It is no secret that Pasco County is on the map and the place to be in the Tampa Bay area. And our economy has just grown leaps and bounds from, you name the product type, it seems to be coming this way and being looked at. And thank you both for taking the responsibility of guiding folks in industry to our county and selling to them why Pasco County is the place to do business. So with that, I'll turn it over to you all.
Well, thank you again, and thank all of you for the recognition and the resolution today. Economic development's a team sport, it really is, and lots of people don't know what all is in economic development because they do so many different things, but the main thing is promoting Pasco as a place to do business, and when we're marketing Pasco, better? When we're marketing Pasco, we're not always marketing ourselves or our profession. So the professionals that are involved with economic development, this is kind of a week to celebrate them. There's over 16,000 agencies in the United States that do what we do. Really competitive out there, and a lot of them aren't visible like Public Works with yellow vest and can't always be seen. As a matter of fact, they're at the office today working. But it is very much a team sport, and David's here with me because the county team has been extremely supportive. We can't do what we do without them and vice versa. It is a team sport. It's a full contact sport. We've done really well and punched well above our weight, but to recognize the individuals that work in this industry is rare because most people don't grow up saying, I'm going to go to college to be an economic developer. We all kind of fall into it by accident, and we bring with us some skill sets, and we're just really blessed that we're able to do something for good in our day-to-day jobs. David, do you want to add?
Sure. David Engel, Planning and Economic Growth Director. I just want to thank the board for their commitment on job skills training, advancing our county as a employment hub for the region. And I'd just like to give Bill some kudos. MyTech, Balduco, Southeast Culverts, Gary Plastics, Mettler Toledo, to name Touchpoint Medical. These are just some of the projects that the EDC has facilitated and brought to our county. And also a testament to the EDC and the county board is the fact is that we are having industry expand here and stay here in the county, like Soul Medical and some others. So I thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. Let's see, Commissioner Oakley, we're going to work our way down this.
Okay. Thank you both for what you do here in the county and for our citizens of Pasco County. Having more and more jobs here in the county keeps our citizens at home and at large here in the county, being able to play and stay and have the open space. They think all the space is leaving, but I got news for you that a third of this county is going to be open space forever. So we need to take good care of those things that are coming in that will help and be a big part of the citizens here in Pasco County. And thank you both for what you do.
Commissioner Yeager.
Well, first of all, I think you have an easy job because Pasco's amazing, but all joking aside, thank you for bringing quality businesses to Pasco County. We have a little bit of everything. We're very diverse. We're very blessed. And every time I think we have something unique, something else unique and amazing you guys find to bring to Pasco County. So thank you for recruiting and, you know, trying to get the best of the best here. So appreciate that and all the hard work you guys do.
Commissioner Mariano.
I tell you, we're lucky to have two superstars out there. And you guys, as you say, Bill, it takes a great team, but it takes the great coaches too. And what you guys do to lead the way has been amazing. I think the county's always wanted to, for years, to be an economic leader. They want to be a bedroom community to Tampa and Pinellas County. So all that said, the change has happened, and we've taken advantage of the space. You've done a great job analyzing, set us up for success. I mean, your reputation around the country has been, around the world, has been phenomenal. So it's been easy for you to, I think, take a big step. We're lucky to have you. And however that played out was great. I'm thrilled you're here because what you've done has been phenomenal. And David, as you work with the companies he brings in, for years you've been setting up with these incentive programs that can work every step of the way, which has led to not only us spreading out further, but getting funding and buy-in from the public to say, we'll support you in the Penny for Pasco as well. So thank you for your great leadership, your great teamwork, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing phenomenal.
Well, you know, this is a passion of mine. And before we had Bill, and when Hillsborough County and Pinellas County said, you can't participate in our international economic development efforts, I said, okay, well, we'll start our own. Look where we are now. So to me, that's always been the low-hanging fruit. And I just think we've done amazing, and there's lots of room to do even more. David, I know I photobombed you the other day in a meeting. You know, I was chair of the International Economic Development Task Force at NACO for 3 years, and then I've been vice chair ever since. So we had an amazing report on our last 2 national calls about a county in upstate New York called Onondaga. I'm trying to say it right, Onondaga. And now they got a chip. They got a chip factory. I mean, what they had to do within the county is amazing. And David, I'll send, oh my gosh, forgetting your name over here, Bill. I will send it to you too, but I do want to talk to you about what they did sometime. I know we're not going to get a chip factory, but I thought it was pretty amazing how they did this comprehensive plan for the county based on what was coming. They had to buy 40 houses to make room for it. So it's very, very interesting, and the repercussions it had all through the county. So, and I think Moffett, you know, Spiros is going to do for us like what that did for that county. So I'm very excited about the future with the 2 of you at the helm, and congratulations on International Economic Development Week. All right, I think we have room for all of us to go down.
I want to talk more about this chip factory.
I like potato chips.
We also have TCO wanting us to take on an intern. So I said yes. You want to share?
Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Yes.
You know, Jack doesn't want to stand next to him. Right over.
There you go. Okay, now we're going to skip RS3 because that's a time certain. No, that's our RS4, so let me see.
RS3 is time certain for 11:15.
RS4, we have Commissioner Yeager's resolution.
Okay. So if you're here for Family Abduction Awareness Day, please step forward to the podium. Are you sure? All right. If no one is present, I usually read by title only. Is that all right? Or would you like to read? Okay. Resolution number 25-231, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring May 25th, 2025 as Family Abduction Awareness Day in Pasco County.
And do we have to take a motion?
Yes.
Move approval? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, then we have RS5. Commissioner Mariano.
If you're here for National Emergency Medical Services Week in Pasco County, please step up to the podium. I'll go ahead and read the resolution as you're making your way to the podium. Resolution number 25-232, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as National Emergency Medical Services Week in Pasco County. Whereas National Emergency Medical Services, EMS, Week was first established in 1974 by President Gerald Ford, making this year the 51st annual National EMS Week. And whereas EMS Week is a celebration to honor the over 1 million EMS providers nationwide for their service and sacrifices. It is also an opportunity for fire and EMS crews to continue to raise public awareness about the critical role of EMS in the community. And whereas EMS Week recognizes the members of the Emergency Medical Services team who provide a vital public service and are on the front lines, ready to administer life-saving care and services to all residents in need in Pasco County 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas EMS system members' daily hard work, especially in potentially fatal situations, dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas the members of the EMS team engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas the EMS system consists of emergency physicians, nurses, skilled dispatchers, emergency medical technicians, EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, first responders, educators, administrators, and others who provide quality emergency care. And whereas the 2025 National Emergency Medical Services Week theme, We Care for Everyone, emphasizes the dedication and compassion of emergency medical services professionals who provide life-saving care to individuals in need regardless of their circumstances. And whereas it is important to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical service providers and to honor them by designating the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as National Emergency Medical Services Week. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as National Emergency Services Week in Pasco County and encourages the citizens of Pasco County to join in expressing appreciation for the exemplary efforts, hard work, exceptional services, and dedication provided by the individuals who work for Pasco County Fire Rescue. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 6th day of May, 2025.
Move approval?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner Mariano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to thank you guys for your service, your whole team. I think the way you guys carry yourselves and the way you serve our people make you a group in the nation that's respected as one of the best departments there are. You guys are innovative, you're caring, and you help us help our citizens better too. So I just want to thank you for the great work you guys do every day, day in and day out.
Commissioner Oakley?
I'd like to thank you for all the work you do and your people go through to help our citizens throughout the county, and see more, it seems like it's happening more often than not that we're opening new stations all the time, which provides that infill in a shorter time frame in servicing our citizens. So I certainly appreciate everything you do.
And Commissioner Waitman?
Thank you, Chair. It's good to have you all here today. Excited to see you in the building, recognize all the hard work you do, not just for our county, but for everybody who lives here, our businesses, keeping their everything up to date. That way folks can shop and spend money and go to work and not worry about things that you all do. And just grateful that you could choose any of all 67 counties. You choose Pasco to work here, and know that we do our best every budget cycle to try to figure out ways to retain and recruit. And it's, a testament to the leadership of our fire service and EMS service on how to get folks to come to Pasco and say, hey, this would be a great place to train and work and hopefully live a good life. So proud to recognize you all today and very happy you're here with us this morning.
Commissioner Yeager?
Yeah, so I want to say thank you for everything you do for our community, and I also want to just touch on what you guys do for the youth. So my son is in the cadet program, and the people running this program are pouring into these kids. I mean, my son last night, he's talking 45 minutes when he got home from the cadets last night, and he's doing a ride along with somebody in Clearwater, and it's just sky's the limit. Like he has. His path is so solid, and that he cannot wait to work for Pasco County. I am so proud of you guys. And here's another example. I had put on Facebook that, my son's team was one game away from being in the state championship. And you know what? A bunch of firefighters showed up to the game to support the kids. Like, that meant so much to the team. So just thank you for everything you do, from everything in the community. And I just wanted to touch on the youth, because what you guys do is absolutely incredible. Thank you.
Well, I too would say, as I always say, you're just, every time I'm out on the road, I see you guys. And we have some new faces here today, though. So I guess you mix it around when you bring the guys in. So, and girls. I don't think we have, oh yeah, we have one ticket today. So thank you so much for all you do. Gosh, I can't even imagine what would happen if, we didn't have you guys. Hopefully, we get to keep our state funding and keep, I shouldn't go into that. It's a little crazy times in Tallahassee. But again, we all appreciate everything that you do and the dedication you have to our citizens. And our county administrator would like to say something.
Yeah, just briefly echo the sentiment. You guys are critical infrastructure at the end of the day. Again, similar to Public Works. We could not go on with life, literally in some cases, without you. I mean, we are probably one of the busiest ambulatory services in the entire state of Florida. You guys are out there, humping a lot of ground to make stuff happen. And so those first minutes are critical, and we continue to make those investments to try to help you reach our citizens on their worst day as quickly as possible. So thank you, Chief, and just thank you to the team for everything that you guys do.
And you want to address us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, all of you, for your support, especially the citizens as well. It doesn't ever go unnoticed. And, Pasco County's been making headlines recently for a lot of new things that we're doing, but what we have done consistently is had some of the best paramedics in the state. And these guys save lives every day better than any other agency around us. And, they run the lion's share of what we do. Our rescue crews are going to run probably 90,000 calls this year. And some of the stuff that we're doing in the back of these ambulances is literally life-saving. So we're the tip of the spear, as Mr. Murphy likes to put it, as far as treatment and saving lives and procedures in the back of an ambulance. And if you ever had time to come ride along with us for a day, you would absolutely be amazed at what these men and women are doing in the back of there. So we can't thank them enough. They are literally saving lives every day, and we appreciate your guys' support. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What do you think?
I'm coming down.
Let her go down.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Yeah, sure. What do you think? I think it said it's in that folder. I didn't see it.
Where's this tall guy coming from?
I Googled, where do the downloads come? So here.
Tech support.
Yeah.
Yeah, every meeting I have this every meeting I have this problem. I can't find it.
On purpose. You're taller than me, even me up here on this stage.
Should be there from, I just did it, so.
You said your son's riding in Clearwater?
Yeah,
Why not ride with us?
he can.
He can call,
What's today?
they'll put him with me.
Oh,
I
I
get to
love
go
working
everywhere,
with
that'd be
you.
cool.
I'm Lisa. Nice to, his name is Josh.
Very good.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay, we'll figure that out in a second. We have now RS5.
So we did RS5, we have RS6.
RS6,
Just wanted to double check that. If you're here for National Safe Boating Week in Pasco County, please step up to the podium. National Safe Boating Week. Wonderful. I will go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 25-233, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as National Safe Boating Week in Pasco County. Whereas the National Safe Boating Council, NSBC, was organized in September of 1958 under the name National Safe Boating Committee. And whereas the goal of the National Safe Boating Council is to improve boater behavior through education, awareness, and training to make recreational boating a safe and enjoyable experience by reducing boating accidents. And whereas National Safe Boating Week is observed to bring attention to important life-saving tips for recreational boaters so that they can have a safer, more fun experience out on the water throughout the year. And whereas through basic boating safety procedures, carrying life-saving emergency distress and communications equipment, wearing safe life jackets, attending safe boating courses, participating in free boat safety checks, and staying sober when navigating, we can help ensure boaters stay safe throughout the season. And whereas, on average, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the United States, with most of these accidents caused by human error or poor judgment and not by the boat, equipment, or environmental factors. And whereas in accordance with Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission requirements and the mission of the United States Coast Guard, classes are offered monthly by Hudson Flotilla 11-7, United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. And whereas the Hudson Flotilla 11-7, United States Coast Guard Auxiliary teaches boating safety classes, performs vessel safety checks, and works in the community for boater safety. And whereas boaters are encouraged to be conscientious and deliberate in making choices that will ensure a safe boating experience for all boaters enjoying the waterways of our community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby recognizes the importance of safe boating and declares May 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as National Safe Boating Week in Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with the quorum present and voting this 20th day of May 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner Mariano.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Every year you come forward to accept this resolution. We greatly appreciate the work you do in our community. Safety is everything, and what you do is to educate our people to make them safer. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I'd like to say,
Commissioner Oakley.
Yep. Certainly like to thank you for all that you do and help make boats safer as we go, because our activity on water has increased since we got our scallop season, and we want people to enjoy and be on that water as much as they can, because we're in an area where we can be there a lot more fishing and scalloping throughout. So being safe is very important to everybody. Thank you.
Commissioner Waitman.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, just in time. School's out, soon to be out for summer. And, people are going to be flocking to the coast and to the lakes around Pasco County and around our state. And so thank you for coming this year and just getting the word out for people to stay patient, be mindful of how they're acting and operating their watercraft. And for those who don't necessarily want to be on the water, I recommend getting a lawn chair and umbrella and just posting up at a public boat ramp anywhere in our state and just have a good time watching the festivities throughout the day.
Good morning, and we are big boaters, our family, so we are very grateful for all you do. You sure have a lot of colors on you guys. Very well decorated there. Just this weekend, I was out of town. Actually, I was in Boca Grande, where a lot of boaters are. And I got messages back from my community, Gulf Harbors, that there was a 4-foot turtle or tortoise, I don't know, turtle, in distress. And a lot of boaters were trying to find it, and apparently got hit by a boat. And I have asked the county, tried, but I have not been successful yet. I still have to figure it out, how we can put a slow speed area at Philman's Bayou. I watch every day boaters just going through there so fast. The water's very shallow there. So if there's a turtle or a manatee that's not in one of the little channels, they get hit. And I still want to try and make that happen. I know your staff's pretty good at figuring that out. But just thank you for all you do. And there's going to be more and more boaters on the water. They showed me, someone put a picture of Anclote Key Saturday. It was a boat every 20 feet on the beach. I've never seen it like that. So thank you for all you do. All right, so do we want to, we can take a group picture. Oh, Commissioner Yeager, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I want to say thank you as well. We're a big boating family, and we have children, and we're always educating them on, don't be on the back of the boat when the prop is on, and, just about boater safety in general. Thank you for, educating people. And is there a website or anything like that people can go to get your information?
Yes, it's online.
It's online?
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Everything from the national all the way down to the local area has websites, as does Hudson.
Okay.
So we're happy to do that.
Awesome. That's a great resource. And also, thank you for your service to our country. And so especially, and just to piggyback on what you said, why there's so many boats on the island is because the sandbar, since the hurricane, has gotten really small. So we're going to see a lot more boats.
That's frustrating.
On the island. So, thank you.
Would you like to say a few words,
Yeah,
gentlemen?
yeah, please address us.
Your district, we were at Sims Park this weekend, and it was constant, boat after boat that we inspected. We got
Sims Park or Anclote River Park?
No, Sims Park.
Sims
that's-
Park.
That's me.
That's Commissioner Yeager, yeah.
That's your area?
That's
Yeah.
mine.
Well,
Both
she
of
has
you,
the
okay,
park
yeah.
itself.
I have the park
We had
itself.
a big blitz, and we're gonna do another one up in Hudson this coming weekend. And I'll tell you, it was something.
Good.
Good.
But we're educating the public.
Good.
You don't write citations or anything like that? You're just giving out educational
Right,
material?
they're safety inspections, simply making sure the boats have the proper equipment and everything on them that they need. And it's not a law enforcement activity or
Yeah.
anything like that. But we do remind them.
Yeah.
Making sure their flares aren't expired and their Coast Guard kits are intact. Yep.
Right, and in the third cooler, we remind them about that as well.
Yeah.
So,
And I'd like to, guys,
we cover everything from Arapika all the way down, pretty much all the way down to Tarpon.
Wow.
Is our area of responsibility, so you'll see us out on the water a lot.
We are in the works of trying to add some more boater access. Sometimes we need enforcement on the land near boating ramps because it gets a little testy. I know Anclote River Park, it's a problem on Saturday mornings. So, but go, Commissioner Mariano?
and if you gentlemen like, we're having a Scallop Fest again this year. It starts July 24th. If you guys want to come out there, I'd be happy to have a sponsor.
That's a good
Put a
idea.
booth out there for you and let you go out and kind of talk about safety and even introduce you any time that you want to introduce the people as well.
In touch with you, sir?
Absolutely.
Good.
Okay.
Great idea.
I'll do
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's all
All
go
right,
and
let's
take a
go
picture.
down and take a picture. By 11:15.
You know, Florida leads the world of the country in number of votes registered. We got 1 million now in the state.
Wow.
And that's including Puerto Rico and all. I got one for you.
Okay, let's take a photo.
Thank you, sir. We stand between the two. You're not supposed to be on the
You got the pretty ones.
Where we sit.
Ready?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Where did Catherine go? Jeff? Gavel to Jack.
So I guess we got 15 minutes for the other, so we'll go to committee reports. Commissioner Oakley?
No?
No.
Oh, she went to get a
She'll be right here. I think, don't we have to do,
I'm like, where'd she go?
consent?
We're gonna go to our,
Consent?
oh yeah, we got to,
We hadn't done consent,
Oh,
have we?
that's right.
sorry, but I had to do something, I had to give 2 handshakes. Okay, I now have a pull sheet. Is there anything else that we want to pull from the agenda? Okay,
Can you announce what it is?
we will pull C26 and C29 from Commissioner Mariano.
Okay. Move approve of the rest of the consent agenda?
Did you want to,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. C26.
C-26 is withdrawn.
Oh, it is. Okay, C29.
C-29, I just pulled this for good news. You know, we hear a lot about what's going on in the Shady Hills area, trying to like make things better. And
Yeah.
I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, that we talked about, there was an agenda item coming up. We're going to put a right turn lane in front of Shady Hills Elementary School. And it was going to take until the following year to get it done. So I asked if there was a way we could actually get it done. So we actually reached out to the development community, Barbara Willite in the back, thank you, Ripa Construction as well, get together with our team, who did a phenomenal job, Nick, Mike, and the whole team got together, worked it through where they could actually get it done quicker, and it looks like about $100,000 less. It'll be done when the summer vacation starts. It'll be open before school opens up. So that will help a lot of issues that we've been dealing with this past couple of years with all that out there. So I just want to say thank you to the team, thank you to the private market out there that actually worked together to make this program come up quicker, cheaper, better for the citizens. So move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, my 11:15 time certain is not here yet, so we will go ahead and jump over to Mr. Cronin, and we'll get the update.
Good thing I didn't leave. She would have chased after me. Again, thank you for the opportunity to present. I'm Bill Cronin, Pasco EDC. I'm here to present our Q2 update for our MOU and our Penny for Pasco agreement with the Board of County Commissioners. In the interest of time, I'm going to go pretty quickly here. You should have in your packets the metrics behind these results, but before I get to the results of Q2, I just want to share with you a couple things because I'm still really excited about it. Next time I report to you, I'm going to be telling you about 2 awards that we got last week at the Florida Economic Development Council's annual meeting down in Port Charlotte. And Both of those were related to marketing. One was for marketing our Ready Sites program and our new 3D videos. You might recall when we first came out with one of the videos, we showed it here at the Board of County Commissioners. Well, we've done that with all the sites now, and we got an award last week, statewide award for that video. And then secondly, we got an award for something called Co-Starters for Causes. And I don't know if you recall, back about a year and a half ago at our annual awards, I mentioned that our nonprofits were having trouble keeping up and scaling with the growth that they had in this county. So we funded the first cohort of co-starters, and that's the curriculum that we use for our startup businesses and our incubators for those nonprofits to help them scale so that they could actually meet the need of this growing community. And because it was such an innovative process in partnering with co-starters, we got an award for that as well last week, too. So really proud of my team. The last couple of years that we've been there, we came back with good news. We've had scholarship winners. We've had Workforce Development Professionals of the Year at that conference. And this year, we were also joined by Derek Berger and Steve Smith from the county. So again, team sport, making sure that we're all focused on economic development, and it's paying off. They're talking about you all around the state. So Q2, you'll see cookies and dirt. The two don't go together normally, but Bauduco's groundbreaking in Q2, and you can see in the background the label. That day was a great day for all of us because they had lots and lots of cookies, obviously, but we also got news that they're going to be expanding yet again into a larger footprint, which is included in some of our wins here. So I shared with you that the job numbers are still low. We've got two projects that have not reported their final numbers yet out of those 6 wins. I anticipate that's probably over 500 extra jobs that will go in there that will get us closer to halfway the goal, where we should be halfway through the year. But the other news is that with 6 wins, that means we're also focused on even the smaller companies, too. We often get accused of just working with the big companies that hire hundreds of jobs. It's really important for us to work with the smaller companies as well. And they're still coming, and the pipeline is robust. 125 active projects right now, 161 leads. Of those 125 projects, I'd say we've got about 20 that are close to the finish line, but I am here to report that there is a pause right now with a lot of companies pulling the trigger on their investments. And I think a lot of it has to do with the politics that we're seeing, both locally and federally. A lot of people are unsure what the markets are going to do, and especially the institutional capital. We're seeing less influx, less impact from institutional capital, and a lot more private investment that's coming in these projects. So when you see new companies coming in, think about where they get their money from and how that money gets here, and sometimes it is impacted by national news. So we're keeping an eye on that. That's one of the 2 things, well, that's one of the several things that keeps me up at night, is our reactivity to outside circumstances that we don't necessarily control here. But still getting the right mix in terms of diversifying the economy. And we're still working with our local businesses, and that's, again, where we spend most of our time. You all have seen the groundbreakings, the ribbon cuttings, but about 80% of our time is still with existing business. And workforce is still the #1 thing that most businesses are interested in, is where am I getting my talent from? What does that look like? How do I prepare for the future? And they should. That's our best resource that we have in this county. Telling the story, $3.59 million in year-to-date earned media value, and that's, again, where other people are telling our story, not us. Again, we're the hired help, so anytime we get other people to tell our story, it means that much more. They expect me to say nice things about Pasco, but when a newspaper reporter writes nice things, that's really good for us. You'll see that jump up next quarter, because during that Economic Development Week last week, we had another 103,000 impressions and 870 engagements online last week. That means that people that we were talking back and forth with, so they were active about Pasco County. Continue to see website hits on most of our landing pages for buildings and sites, and that's good, because we want them looking at our product and why they want to move here. And we still have really good followers on social media. But social media, most of it is for our locals, so that they know what resources are available to them, not necessarily for people outside looking to move here. Trade events, getting the word out and with our stakeholders. Last quarter, we attended 21 trade events and 3 conferences and seminars, and then 8 presentations during that 3-month period to industry groups and organizations. We're up to 94 investors, and that's the private sector investors that offset what we get from the public side, from yourself. And 4 of our newest investors are Habitat, Touchpoint Medical, Saddlebrook Resort, and Bank of Tampa. And right now, we're up to 45 policy council members, which is also a record for us. You remember back in the day, we had maybe 5. And this is the group that helps us to steer our legislative agenda, which this time of year is kind of busy. Upcoming events, September 4th, and this is always the Thursday after Labor Day, our annual awards, and we will be back to Saddlebrook. So Saddlebrook will be ready for us. We'll be back. We're all pretty excited about it. There'll be a different layout, obviously, and nominate committees or companies, if you haven't yet thus far, for awards, and that'd be your small, medium, and large companies. Onto the penny for Pasco. The Ready Sites program I mentioned continues to get hits. We continue to get visits. 11 site inquiries this last quarter, 13 RFPs that we included those sites in. So when somebody says, hey, we want to move our facility to Pasco County, what do you have? These are going in those RFPs in response to that. International program, we attended the Select USA Roadshow in Brazil, and that was 7 different cities in Brazil. It was kind of exhausting, over 59 meetings during that time, but they were lined up because they heard about what Baduco had done. And the U.S. Embassy said, hey, here's a good example of how Brazilian investment in the United States works. And they all said, well, we want to go to Pasco County. So we had a really full dance card when we got there, which is fantastic. Also had our Growing Global event celebrating the International Trade and Tourism Day that was held at Starkey Market this year. And then our Global Tampa Bay Trade Mission to Mexico City. Is there somebody talking?
No, you're good.
Okay. To Mexico City. And that was with our partners at Global Tampa Bay, Hillsborough, and Pinellas County. That was on the trade side. In a couple of weeks, we'll have the Foreign Direct Investment Mission, which Pasco will be participating in with elected officials from all 3 counties, and that'll be to London the 2nd through the 5th. Continue to counsel companies on trade and enhance marketing. We launched our Ready Site videos for the rest of the Ready Sites that I mentioned, and working with the founders of Smart Start. We call them founders now, not just startups. They founded companies to get more testimonials out from them so people know where they can get that assistance. Workforce continues to work with CareerSource. We just released our survey for our annual workforce survey, and that's to understand the hiring trends of what the needs are of our employers in their industries. And then Smart Start had a bunch of events. So we had our food extension day out at the county extension office at our food incubator, Epic, that we did with the county. It's always a good day to wear your stretchy pants and get lots of good food, lots of free samples. I love that stuff because that's your small mom and pop businesses that are doing what we do best, and sometimes that's growing stuff and cooking stuff and eating stuff. We hosted Grow Pasco at St. Leo, our largest one to date, and that was an all-day event at the Wellness Center out there. And then we also had partnered with Canary Detections, which is one of our Smart Start members, and exhibited at Synapse and held a seminar at Synapse, which is the big IT summit in the region. Lots of events, though. Smart Start, 407 people this last quarter, 50 events. We're up to 43 incubator members, and that's over the 3 incubators in the county. and 2 microloans out the door already this year. Again, they couldn't do that if we didn't have that loan available. These are companies that are turned down by banks. They're unbankable. So thank you again for all that you continue to do to support the work that we're doing. And it's good to know that you all have our back and that we're in that team sport together. As I mentioned before, it is a full contact sport when we look at competing with the other regions and the 16,000 other agencies in the United States that are all going after the same business. So thank you again.
Thank you. Board members, any, okay?
Question. Bill, might not be the most time of the place, but started hearing about data centers popping up and maybe looking at generally what they, I don't know if they're any interest in coming into our area, but what's interesting to me with the data centers is all the ancillary jobs that come with those centers. So I didn't know if EDC has been approached or put any thought into those, if they're worth shooting at.
Data centers absolutely are something that, one, we're going to need more and more of with all the AI and everything that we're using our tech for. But the biggest issue that all of us have in Florida is that we've got power. It's just spread out everywhere right now. And most of these data centers, in order to build the size that we want in our county, are going to need for one of those utilities to create a generation facility just for that data center. We do want to make sure that we reserve enough power for hurricanes and things like that. So one of the things that is kind of a chicken and the egg here is the data center needs to sign an agreement saying they guarantee they will buy this power, and the utility signs an agreement and says, okay, we will build a generation facility. But in such a competitive industry, nobody's willing to sign an agreement ahead of time until somebody says, okay, here is a place for you with the generation. Florida doesn't have any major data centers, and part of it's because of our geographic positioning, that historically people said, oh, it was too hot, or we had a threat of hurricanes. Well, that's not really an issue that much anymore. We do need it, and I think there's a real interest from the governor's office also to make sure that we have our own, that we don't rely on Georgia and Atlanta and places like that to store our data. This is starting to become a competitive thing. So very much on our radar screen.
Yeah, so which corridors do you think would be best to market? Trinity area down 54, 52, 75?
It depends if it's one that people come to actually visit their shelves of racks of servers. Sometimes you've got people that come in and they want to service the actual equipment there. Sometimes they want to be out in a bunker type of atmosphere where there's no one around, no one to bother, and they're safe and far away from everything. And some of the big ones fall into that category where they really want to be out somewhere away from the general population. I would say on first glance, so an easy answer would be anywhere along major highways and railroad, anywhere that you can run fiber. So fiber has to get there. So if you run it along the infrastructure, it makes it that much easier for them. And of course, workers too can drive on the road.
Interesting. Thank you, Bill.
Good question.
Commissioner, on that call that we had, 2 calls for the International Economic Development Council of NACO, the second one was on data centers, and it was a commissioner from Loudoun County, Virginia. They have 200 data centers and 117 more in the pipeline.
Yeah, if you're around Washington, D.C., you're going to have a lot of data centers.
It actually is a problem for them.
Yeah.
So, I will get those. They're taped. I'm going to send those out. I'm going to send both of those calls out because it's fascinating what those counties have gone through. But yeah, I'm sure we could land a couple.
Yeah, a couple would be good, right?
And any other? Are you done? Okay.
Okay. Bill, again, great job, as we talked earlier. And you mentioned that high tech, we're at like a 4.8%. Commissioner Stark, you mentioned about the New York getting
They got the chip.
the chip.
Yeah.
So depending on how much space they need, one of the things I think we've talked about before is like trying to get one maybe at that Hudson Industrial Park that's trying to come to life. That's got 210 acres, it turns out, and we could put housing right around it as well. Is that big enough? Is it too big? Is it something that could
For a
possibly go
data
there?
center?
not data center, for a chip factory.
Chip factory, yeah. I would watch the chip factory announcements very carefully. I'm not sure they're all going to come through the same way they were announced during the last administration. I know the folks up in Onondaga, and they are in Senator Schumer's district, and he was very much a part of that legislation. I think that we need to make sure that if there is something that's going to benefit our community, whether it's chips, whether it's data, whether it's anything that is forward-thinking, we've got the product available for it. It's just a matter of making sure that we protect the industrial land around it and make sure that we don't have so much residential encroachment in those areres. So answer
Like
your
Live
question,
Local?
yes.
Like Live Local could do to us?
Exactly, and keeping an eye on things like Live Local. We've worked 5 years to get these ready sites up and going and changing the culture of land ownership so that people preserve land for industrial development, for job creation. To lose it on short, legislative actions that might just help one part of the state after we put in that much time really hurts us. I think the best way we can protect that is to continue to focus on these ready sites, maybe even go out and look at an industrial authority to actually preserve some of this land to prevent anybody from taking advantage of it. But any industry, whether it's chips, data centers, I think we're pretty well situated, but we got to keep our eye on the ball.
Okay. As far as the Brazil group, as far as making that trip, just wanted you to know we've got a paddle tennis at the Scholar Fest coming up at Sunwest Park. So that should be
What do they call that? Padel?
Padel?
Padel,
Yeah,
padel.
so paddle tennis, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's going on
Padel.
there, and it may be it may be something to advertise with the Brazilian people. Here's what's going on here.
Good to
This
know.
could be a beach volleyball tournament too, but just for them, I think it's where it started, I guess. So
Okay,
they may
we'll
be
get the
intrigued to
word
come
out.
out. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Excellent.
thank you so much,
Thank
Bill.
you all. Thank you.
And now I see we have our Res 3 recipient here. So where's Lisa? I'd love for her to hear this, but we'll go ahead and start.
All right, Ms. Gloria June, is it Vivo or Vivo? Vivo. I was going to say Vivo, but I wanted
Come
to
on up,
check.
Gloria.
If you can stand up to the podium, and you can come with her if you'd like. Right to the podium. I'm going to read the resolution first. Resolution number 25-229, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, honoring Gloria June Vivo for her 103rd birthday. Whereas Gloria June Vivo was born on June 7th, 1922 in Manhattan, New York, and whereas Gloria's parents immigrated from Naples, Italy, and had 7 daughters, with Gloria being the youngest of them. And whereas at the age of just 4 years old, Gloria became a child prodigy on the piano. She shared the passion of music with her sisters, all who played musical instruments. And whereas after graduating high school, Gloria studied voice, dance, and acting. And whereas in the late 1940s in New York, Gloria was a leading lady in Broadway's production of High Button Shoes, alongside Phil Silvers and Nanette Fabre. Thank you. And whereas after 3 years in Broadway, Gloria worked in early television, radio, and many nightclubs in Atlantic City and Miami Beach. And whereas Gloria married and went on to have 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and recently became a great-grandmother at the age of 100. And whereas Gloria has resided in Newport Richey for over 22 years now, continuing to entertain her family and friends throughout the years, and has played music in 2 restaurants in town along with her local clubhouse. And whereas Gloria continues to stay busy by cooking, baking, reading, and going out with friends and family, and has an interest in natural health and healing. At soon-to-be 103, Gloria attributes her good health to maintaining a healthy lifestyle by walking, eating healthy, and taking supplements every day. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County recognize this momentous achievement of one of Pasco County's citizens and wishes for Gloria's continued good health and happiness in the new year to come. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby honors and congratulates Gloria June Vivo on the celebration of her 103rd birthday, extending its best wishes to her. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 20th day of May, 2025.
Oh.
Move approval?
Well, we should have Gloria sing. Wait till you hear her sing. Yeah, I got a motion and a second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We can sing happy birthday to you, but you don't want me to sing.
Seth normally leads that.
Okay, Seth,
We
you
lead it.
start it off. and
Ready?
I'll mute my mic.
An early birthday, early June birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gloria. Happy birthday to you.
If you need a singer for a party, she's your girl. Commissioner Oakley,
Yep.
we're gonna go wait,
Whoa,
stay
wait.
up there. We're gonna do this fast,
okay.
okay?
Yeah, do it fast.
Okay, Commissioner Oakley?
Oh, we're so happy that you're having this birthday come up very soon. I don't know what your diet is or your medicine, but please send that to me because I think I need that.
Or your skincare regimen.
So happy that you're here with us there at your 103rd birthday. That's great.
Commissioner Waitman?
Thank you. This is a very rare treat and an honor to have you with us today, approaching 102, going to 103.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing. Thank you all for bringing her here today, and just very proud that we get to celebrate you. And I hope you have a terrific June birthday. My birthday is June 2nd, so to June birthdays.
Commissioner Yeager?
Well, happy birthday. My great-grandpa lived to be 104, and so it's quite an accomplishment. And I love that you are still so active and that you're giving back to the community. And just God bless you.
Commissioner Mariano?
And I want to say congratulations too. I've had a couple of aunts get to 99, so 100 is great, 103 is phenomenal. And you actually shared the same day as my wife's birthday, so it was special.
Well, I've known Gloria and her daughter Carolyn for many, many years. Gloria, I think, used to sing in the Cafe Grand. That's where I used to hear her sing all the time because it was my favorite restaurant back in the day. It was the only decent restaurant around. So Gloria, I want you to talk to the board about some of your health habits. It's amazing. Carolyn grew up in a very unusual household in New York City, and tell us a little bit about yourself. Put the mic down there. Well, let me just say this. Gloria lived alone until the hurricane came and hit Beacon Square Villas, and now she's with Carolyn. Her home is not repaired yet, but I think she's going to stay with Carolyn. But she was living alone all by herself. I used to see her out to lunch with her friends at the market. So, you want to say a few words to us, Gloria?
About that, that you were interested in, health foods and healthy
She's had a wonderful life.
Well, I'm very healthy at my age, 103, because I've always been interested in health. So I've always eaten a very healthy diet all my life. That's why I have a lot of energy at 103 years old. I don't have any physical problems whatsoever.
Isn't that amazing?
So I want to tell everybody to do the same thing I've done, and you'll be healthy beyond 103.
And Gloria, if you don't mind me sharing, recently had shingles at her age.
Wow.
So, yeah, after the storm. So she recommends that shingle shot, which I got. And Gloria, are you still playing the piano and singing? I wish I had one in here so you guys. Okay.
Not so much singing
Yeah.
anymore because her breath, but yeah, still playing perfectly.
And you see, there's no walker, there's no glasses,
No.
there's
She
no
moved
nothing.
in
There's
right.
no nothing.
And she was paying attention. Now you're reading that too.
So Commissioner Mariano, I upped you because I think yours was 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, 103.
Playing the piano, I'm retired from that now.
She just plays piano for fun now.
Yeah.
I played the piano and I sang. I sang in lots of hotels
Yes,
years ago.
Miami Beach. Yeah. All right, let's go down and take a photo. Hey, we're going to come down and take a photo.
I thought the same thing when you sang it. All right, Gloria, we're going to take a photo. You want to come up? Right, this is for you, an official.
Wow. Thank you so very much. I appreciate this so much. I appreciate this very much.
All right, I'll keep guys going. Okay, that was special. Isn't she amazing?
Okay, that's
Right?
incredible. Incredible.
Nothing wrong.
Absolutely
Nothing
beautiful.
wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so we are on commissioner items, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so Commissioner Oakley.
Yep. I have some pictures. The pictures you're seeing are Wilton Simpson and myself. We were out looking at the building there at the college there at Dade City, a new science building. A lot of things were happening, so this was the topping off party for that. And then we have the opening of Station 18 there on Chauncey Road. Every time I turn around, I said earlier, every time I turn around, we're opening a new fire station.
No, they're coming fast and
And
furious.
they're coming fast, and that's good. It's good for our citizens, and we're being able to, these stations are being way more active than we were. This one was originally at Crystal Springs. They moved it up on Chauncey because 95% of the calls for this station was up closer to Zephyr Hills, and only about 5% of calls they got in Crystal Springs area. So, but very good to see that open. What we got here? Oh, we got the
Oh, not many there today.
Pasco's
Is that-
Government Day.
Yeah.
So we're there talking. I think there was 26, I believe, persons there that day. So Ms. Starkey missed it, I think, and Jack was there and Seth was there
Oh, okay.
with me. So,
Yeah, I was out of town.
but it was very good we had that. Here is the election, well, not the election, but the installation of Dr. Brian Butler of St. John's Missionary Baptist Church in Dade City. He became the chairman of the Pasco County NAACP. I'm not saying that right, I guess, so. But it was a good ceremony. Dr. Brian Butler, he's a very good man, and he's located there in Dade City. They're on 8th Street, right in the Dade City area. So, very good group of folks, and always willing to reach out and help them and move forward, so, good thing. That's all I had on that, but I wanted to bring up one other item. On the way to work here to the west side of Pasco County for our meeting today, I was stopped over a mile from Bellamy Brothers in line, waiting on the light to change, over a mile back to the east, back toward the interstate.
Heading west?
And you on
were heading west?
52.
Wow.
Not at 41, stopped at Bellamy.
Yeah, crazy.
And it took, at least 2, maybe 3 light changes for us to get through Bellamy. And the traffic coming to the east on 52 at the same time was backed up all the way past Aaron Cutoff, and then it was, after that, it was still quite a bit of traffic, but there was a break in it a little bit from the red light at 41. But my concerns are, and I think a lot of our citizens have the same concerns, is the fact that we've got Palmetto Ridge development coming. I don't know when they're going to start. Also, the development between Bellamy and the interstate on the north side is coming. There is absolutely no way, I believe, that we can build those developments and be able to control traffic for the development and the construction and not have that road in 4-lane, because there's no way traffic can move now. So I don't know how it's going to move if we start those developments prior to that, but I think it's something we need to all look at as commission and administrator and look at what we're doing and do a better job of setting these processes of developing new businesses and new things and home sites coming in. We just need to do a better job at programming this out, so.
Commissioner, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And as you saw, I asked the traffic expert how he generates his numbers at our last meeting. I was talking with David Engel about this very subject because I'm seeing it too, and it worries me. So I wanted to suggest that we ask our staff to embark on a traffic study for the county and go in depth, really, and take a good look at, I think we got a little bit of it from that MPO report. At the MPO from the, I don't remember the name of the group that took a swing at it, but we need to take a look at what's coming and what kind of transportation network we have and see, what kind of solutions are there. And then we have a workshop on it.
Yeah,
But we
but
need to understand it a little better, I think.
We just need to do a better job at planning this out.
One of
it
the,
hasn't necessarily been this way before, but I see it here heavy now, because it's always been, if you put it in development, the mobility fees and all come in afterwards when roads are being improved. But the fact that this is state money, a state road, and I think it's scheduled for the first part from Bellamy to Aaron Cutoff happens in 27, and 28, that part from Aaron Cutoff to, what's that, housing development right there.
well, but let me just.
And then the next one is on to 41.
Right.
After
What
that.
is the reliever of State Road 52 there? We are putting all the traffic on one road in the county. We're putting half the county's population on 2 roads. I mean, this is why I'm always talking about connectivity, so there's other ways to get around. Is there envisioned in our road network another road that parallels 52 north of it? I don't know. Do you have to go all the way up to County Line Road? So, I mean, imagine Pinellas County with 2 east-west roads. So, in my mind, we're kind of doing this to ourselves by not having an integrated road vision of an integrated grid system within the county. Why couldn't there be another road behind Panther Ridge that comes across? And but I do think, let's take a good look at our road network.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
To your point, that's why I've been harping on the Collier Parkway extension as a reliever to Aaron Cutoff, at least the north section. And that segment of road is going to be incredibly important to get to 41, because as of today, Aaron Cutoff's not sufficient, especially once the commercial traffic comes online, when you got the industrial trucks.
And no doubt Shady Hills is not going to be able to handle it, and not only our development, Hernando County's development. Because they're going to be using all our roads too, so we got to really, take a good look and make some, difficult choices, yeah.
So I think it's tough at a zoning to change and make things happen, right? Because you're limited. I think the time to negotiate to get road improvements done, like that project at Bellamy to the north, that project probably should have had 2 left turn lanes put into it, It should have had at least a right turn lane of its own coming out as you hit 52. That could have alleviated a lot, even to get traffic to flow for the future. When DOT was picking ponds, they took out the neon cowboy spot right there. They could have left a lot more space right there instead of just putting all the pond right to the edge. So we missed an opportunity there. We've got to make sure that when we're doing these things, we've got to look. And the land use is a time to talk about them things because you have flexibility. You don't have it with the zoning. So I think, much as it says, we used to have like a lot of pipeline projects. We don't push for those anymore. We need to start pushing because the acceptable or the argument of, well, after the growth comes and development's going to come and the infrastructure's going to come, people aren't buying that anymore. They're stuck in traffic, just like you were stuck in that thing. Had we set these things up ahead of time, maybe it doesn't happen. And I think we need to look at that at every land use. What can we do? What can we get to make it come? Because right now, you get developments coming up in Hudson, there's not have infrastructure up there either. And we can get some good stuff in there.
You've got the
But-
ability to have a grid up there.
I know, and
Yeah.
I had a vision road for 14 years.
So that's going to be good for you.
So there's opportunities, but.
I also think there's some important intersections that will probably be, not in our time, but in the next generation's time, some overpasses. And so we need to be siting buildings at certain intersections where we don't have to buy a whole Amazon distribution center or whatever, I'm just pulling that out, to put an overpass over an intersection. But if there's no way to go wider, we're going to have to go up and over. Commissioner Oakley.
So you'll know, I've got a meeting set up with staff and folks out on Bellamy Boulevard tomorrow evening, and we will be discussing the new changes for the safety of Bellamy Road from 52 all the way to the county line.
Good, I hope it
It will
includes
be,
a multi-use
it'll be
path.
widened, and it will safety parts put in that roadway that makes it safer. Some of it will be no passing and
Yeah.
continue like that, but it'll be widened on that road because very important. I had a person call me, a citizen call me one time, he says, when I moved here 2 years ago on Bellamy, it wasn't like this. Well, he was part of the problem because people like
Yeah.
what we have in Pasco County and they want to move here, or when they do, that problem creates that problem, so.
Well, we got to have the Vision Road network looked at for the whole county and see if we can make improvements.
Well, we're addressing Bellamy
Yeah.
this week, and that's to happen in 2027.
And more people are using the multi-use paths to get around with the kids on, and I'm going to bring it up in my commissioner items, but those multi-use paths are a way for people to get to work, to not be in their car. And and we're going to have a great network of them when we're finished, but we need them on all our arterial collectors. Okay, Commissioner
I'm
Wayne.
done.
Great discussion, Commissioner Oakley.
Yep, speaking of fire stations, Commissioner Mariano and I opened up, or broke ground on Station 2 on 54, which is be great service for the Meadow Point area and cuts the times down, and we're moving along. So congratulations, Chief, and your team, Rob, and Justin Fromm was there, and good group. So what's the opening date on this, Chief? A year? Approximately? Sooner? No pressure?
16, 18 months.
Yeah, 16, 18 months. He said he'll do it in 12. So, there. So congratulations to the guys, and this was the last, and thank you to the voters. This is one of the last projects remaining from the GO bond from back in 2019. So thank you to the voters who voted for the GO bond to fund this station.
Excellent.
Next. So Tibbetts, well, we all know is at 41 and 52. They're moving their shop over into the Zephyr Hills area.
They're
and-
moving or doing a new
Well,
one?
this will be a larger, bigger plant. So I imagine,
Are they closing the other one or keeping
well,
it?
I think it probably depends on what that intersection
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
there, which concerned me. You know, Tibbetts is such a mainstay and they do a great
I don't think
business
it's going to go away now.
here
that
in
the
Pasco.
one's going over.
So this will be their flagship facility, and it'll be in Zephyr Hills, and it's set to open in the third quarter of 2026. And it'll be the company's largest truss plant with a state-of-the-art millwork shop, window warehouse, and a multi-acre lumber yard, plus administrative offices, and have a CSX rail spur. and doing all this on 46 acres. And they have 10 locations throughout Florida, and their 11th one is set to open in St. Augustine. So I was relieved to see when Arlen Tillis and his group reached out and invited us to come to their new shop, that they were going to stay in Pasco, and that the intersection improvement wasn't necessarily going to impact them in a good way. So very, very happy Tibbetts is here. And then the next
Where's
one.
that location?
I'm happy to get those trucks off the 5441 intersection. You can have them over there. You know, be less traffic coming out of that shop. It'll be over there, so that'll help us.
The next we have, so Sprouts took over the old gym where Grace
Wow.
Family Church is at Collier and 54 on the south
Nice.
side. So we showed up, we were instructed to be there about 6 o'clock in the morning. And there were people in line from where Sprouts is all the way around the complex to Grace Family Church. It must have been 400 people
Wow.
in line for Sprouts to open up at 7 a.m. So the people who were first in line were there at 5-something in the morning. And it was just, when Brian and I went, we're like, well, who the heck's going to be at a
Yeah.
ribbon cutting at 6:15 in the morning?
Not
We've all
me.
done, a whole bunch of these things.
They wasn't
But-
acting by.
But
They were
folks,
getting free.
yeah, but folks were really pumped up and excited, and the team there at Sprouts were geared up and ready to go. It's just an incredible looking location, and it was nice to have a refurbished shop, and Michael's
Yeah.
is going in right next door.
Oh, nice.
So that whole complex has really been invigorated.
Good.
And on the opposite side, there's Flying Squirrel, which is a trampoline park, and we go to birthday parties there all the time. But it's really, the complex has had a renaissance and been revitalized, and so congratulations to Sprouts coming in the Lutz. It was a pretty fun morning. And then just want to give shout out to Chief Garofalo and his team for their Fight for Air climb, which they compete in every year, and it's for the American Lung Association. And so Pasco, they won multiple awards this year. They won the top fundraising team for the firefighter division. They're also the highest fundraising team. They raised over $15,000. And their cadet dress competition, the Pasco cadets beat Tampa Fire cadets. So our guys and gals have been whipping up on Tampa Fire Rescue, and just appreciate all the work that Chief Garofalo heads and done this multi-year. And JJ, I know you were there I couldn't be there last night due to a couple of different town halls and things, but if you want to say a few words about your folks.
You
You have to hold it
you have
down.
to keep it, yeah, pressed.
He doesn't speak much.
I think that's purposeful, ma'am. Thanks for pointing that out. Yes, I was there last night. This is a great cause, and it was great to be there with the cadets last night. And they were all given our commemorative Pasco County coin, which they really appreciated. And I told them use it as incentive to motivate them to, they're our future, right? So what the captain does, and we had a battalion chief there in the picture. Yes, the Lung Association created a new award because we raised so much money, and there are so many people participating in that. So Mike wasn't there last night, but they nominated somebody from administration, and since I have a bad wheel, Mike will do the stair climb next year, I think. I nominated him last night when they called me out. So with a bad wheel, I don't think I can do it, Mike. So you do it next year, I'll do it the year after. And Commissioner Waitman will be happy to have you join the team next year as well.
Start training at Sun West.
I also want to say that my son who was there said thank you to David Garofalo for the pizza. Bought a bunch of pizza for the cadets. So.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
And then one last thank you. So we had the CDBG Town Hall, Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus last night. Thank you, Joanna and Marcy and the team for all being there and answering questions to folks. Nicely done. David Lambert was there on behalf of Withlacoochee River Electric and just various stakeholders. So a very nice evening. Sports campus looking great. Busy. Parking. So anyway, thank you all. Good job.
Commissioner Yeager,
Okay.
you might get through before noon. You go fast.
I'm just waiting on my slide. Okay, so we had our community farm share at Moon Lake Park. We served close to 300 families. I'd like to thank Parks and Rec and Animal Services. They came out with cat food, dog food, Tony and Sarah for putting it all together, and we had a ton of volunteers. It was a great event, so I can't wait to do another one. So, next slide. So we toured the Hudson Community Health and Resource Center. They partner with, so it's Premier Community Healthcare, Metropolitan Ministries, St. Leo, and the school board. So this was really impressive. If you guys haven't toured it, I highly recommend it. So they have dental and medical there. So the kids, if they have written consent, they can be escorted over during school hours, get health care, get medicine, things like that. And it's also open to the community. So one of our families out in Moon Lake was saying how his 3-year-old did not have access to health care. So I immediately gave him the contact information. He was able to get his daughter an appointment for dental and for health. So they have a big resource center for clothes and brand new shoes, pretty much everything the kids need. They can go grocery shopping and get a bag full of things that are needed for their families, and their parents can come shop too. So I would love to see another one of these. I know they have 2. I would love to see another one in Pasco County because this is just amazing. Working with at-risk youth, that's one of the biggest barriers is transportation. They can't get to the doctor. You know, their parents can't take off work and they don't have a ride, and they can't be seen without their parents. So here, they can have written consent to be seen. They don't need their parents, and they can get medication that same day. It's absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about it. I encourage all of you to visit it and see if we can get another one open. So, and that's all I have.
Commissioner Mariano.
Okay, I think I have some pictures coming up. Just to touch on the subject this morning, come up on Green Key, just so everybody knows, we work very hard at that. We got a legislative budget of $2.5 million to improve the workings of the flooding down there. And we've got that one property that's along just to the side of Status Lane that's a 10-acre parcel was going to come in for development. Looks like we're going to be buying it out. It's a reasonable price. It'll tie right into the other pond that's right beside it. So there are going to be some improvements down there that are happening. So I'm not sure why she was so fired up, but literally we're working and getting things done there. There's a picture of the Withlacoochee River Electric annual meeting. What a great turnout, what great enthusiasm. David Lambert did a great job speaking. Next couple of pictures will show the event venue, Simpson Farms out there, which is a great place. And the Commissioner of Agriculture was there as well, and what a great host and what a great team they have out there. This is a housing summit that Senator Jeff Brandis hosted, and while that was going on, there was one of the speakers up there that took a shot at Pasco County. And they talked about, like, live local, about why is Pasco County so fired up about not having more affordable housing. Oh, I get in.
Oh.
I get into it good.
And everyone
But,
heard? I mean, you did it publicly?
Oh,
Matt?
I at the end of, like, it was the last question to be picked up for that segment, and I said, look, Pasco County they talk about impact fees too. I says, Pasco County studies impact fees, looked how they did it, we led the way, and now everybody else is falling our way, so our taxpayers didn't take the burden. I says, we have taken ourselves to make sure that we keep our taxes low as we can, and as far as as we look at what jobs are, 54% of our people in the county have to leave to go to the south to go to work. We didn't want to change. We wanted to change that, and we set up a great plan going forward. This Love Local thing is going to take our tax base and destroy it if all these apartments are given a 75% tax breaks. We don't want to see that. We want people working in our county. We've got a plan together. So this plan, I'm all for trying to help Miami do what they want to do, or others, but leave us be to what we're doing, because we're right now the third fastest growing county in the state of Florida and the second fastest nationally commercially. So what we're doing is working. We just don't think this legislation works, and I think others that may want to think that we do, let them control their own destiny. It was pretty well received. Even a gentleman, I was on a committee with him last year on the same affordable housing, and we're like going toe-to-toe back and forth about he was opposing some of my stuff. Even that guy come up to me and shook my hand and said, great job on that.
You got to make sure Jeff understands our position. friends.
I
'cause
laid
he
it out
asked
pretty
me
good.
about that.
A few
Yeah.
people come up to me and they.
That's excellent. All right, anything else there?
Next pictures. I was just at a golf tournament at Seven Springs, in this Cryo Ease. I haven't seen it yet,
It's amazing.
but the results are phenomenal from what I heard. They run this tournament all to try to, they treat veterans for free. What I want to do is go look at it, and I talked to Barbara Hinson, but I'm going to go down and take a look at their facility, check it out. She's going to bring someone who's a former doctor that works for the vets now, one of her nurses who was in the team, and go take a look and see how good this is. But one of the things we do is we have extra money from Blue Cross Blue Shield that comes out, and I think it may be good because a lot of our deputies use it, a lot of our first responders use it. Some people that may be stuck in workman's comp claims may use it, and other people just want to get better. And if it's not covered by insurance, but if we take part of that money that we have, we can actually help with our health, with our county employees. I want to go take a look at it, and I may,
Where's the
I may bring it.
location?
It's in Newport Richey.
Okay,
But I got this is the flyer right there. I can get that for you too.
yeah.
All right, next picture.
It's in your district.
Yeah, I missed that. I wasn't able to go.
Is that all? Okay, that's it, okay. All right, and I just want to make a statement. Haven't seen Public Works here, just kind of like, so glad that they're getting recognized for the great work they do. And I want to say that working with Brantford has been phenomenal. We're working on the Hudson and Old Dixie. You saw it underwater a couple of times over the past year. It's like the one thing that was going on. Hudson Waterworks had a main break. It was like an unscripted, it wasn't on the map as far as a main. That main broke, another main broke, and our stormwater pipes that were there looked like they're in good shape, but the links between them are weak. So what they think is, and staff's gonna work on it, but it's try to look to do a lining of it. And I'm not a big fan of lining, but this lining here they think can work without hurting capacity. It could help that whole area. And I think that'll be one of the projects I talked with Mike Carbella about yesterday. That's one of those things that this may be one of those health safety things that work with the CDBG-DR money as well. And I want to get that looked at as far as that infrastructure goes. And maybe working with the sewer company we have trouble with, that's private, and Hudson Waterworks, maybe there's a way to combine forces with the county to kind of make that situation better like we talked about doing years ago. And I just want to say, driving up the other day from Tampa Bay Water coming back, I come across 4 different intersections where I had homeless people out there with signs, et cetera. I had one where I actually stopped to get gas, and a guy's at the retail station going through. I've made this conversation where my mother went to Winn-Dixie, I think last month. While she's coming out, some guy startles her, whatever, looking for money, et cetera, gets her take her bag, whatever, and her license disappears. They found it later, but we've got to help take care of this homeless population, the panhandling that's going on, and we've got to nip it. And we can't be saying we're not going to do this. We've got to do it. We've got to go enforce it. And I think as far as code, especially in my district on the 19 corridor, I don't need to write them up for this, that, and the other thing so much, but I need to help them, because if they got people standing out front, begging, doing their thing, and then pleading on people coming in and out, and they can't monitor everything, we got to help them. So I think it's something that we need to go up and down, look at these intersections, and I don't care if you put one person on the duty going all day long, back and forth, but something's got to be done. We can't just say, this is the way it's going to be. It doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be. If you want to talk about removing blight, that's the first way to do it. I'm all for getting people help that want to get help. The homeless shelter helped us that we put in place, the rope center, the holy ground. I want to give them all help, but we can't just allow this to keep on going and going. Our people don't want it. It's not good for our look. And that's all I got.
Okay, I'm trying to send some pictures here, but I don't know if I'll make it to this today. Let's start with our community cleanup. We had 1.4, I don't know what that is there, 1.4 tons brought to the landfill, and 10 tons, 10 and a half tons collected on the site. I told you about all the wet mattresses, so. I attended the PACE breakfast there, I think, were some of you guys there?
I was there.
Yeah, Lisa. That's always such a great event. And it's a nonprofit founded in 1985 by Vicki Burke. That first PACE Center was launched with 10 girls in Jacksonville. And the idea was that there were girls entering the juvenile justice system as a response to behaviors often embedded from trauma. And PACE has successfully grown to serve more than 3,000 girls annually in 25 communities in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. So it's always great to honor those girls. I was a judge in the 16th Annual Water Awareness Poster Contest with FGUA and Pasco County Utilities. And this was the 16th annual one. And I just want to give a shout out to parents because, you know, it was pretty obvious in some of these posters that mama did it or dad did it. I mean, there's no way that a kindergartner's drawn hands with shading and fingers and all that. So we had to disqualify a whole bunch of posters. So, yeah, this is for the kids. You know, help with the homework, but don't draw their posters.
This is really good first grade artwork.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them were pretty crazy. So we'll be seeing those winners here shortly. And I have never been to this place. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's up there on 19 in your district, Jack. It's the old Sports Authority. It's insane. I videotaped the whole thing to show to my kids. Like, look at this indoor ropes courses and timing like that ninja, like the ninja games.
Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, I had no idea this was there, so, you know, get on up there and have fun. I held my third Trinity Odessa Leadership Council meeting last week. Swift Mud was there, did a great job. Code compliance, Denise, I think I saw her here. She did a wonderful job too. Sheriff's Office, Chase also, and libraries. As a matter of fact, we have to bring libraries back because we had such lengthy discussions on, especially Swift Mud and code that we didn't get really to our libraries, so we'll redo them. I also, they asked a lot of budget questions. And so I said at our next one, which will be in September, we're gonna have someone come and talk about the budget. We had to bring in chairs. I mean, we had, I don't know, 10 or 12 neighborhoods represented, and more are going to join. I did the VIP tour of Met Mins. It's why I missed some of y'all's events. The daycare is getting ready to open, this Create Learning Center. It's gonna provide the homeless and at-risk families with safe, Met Mins provides homeless and at-risk families with safe, stable housing. And this daycare is gonna be on-site for the residents that are there. And then any seats that are available, it's gonna open up to the holiday residents, which there are really no daycare facilities down there. So this is gonna be great for the community. It's absolutely adorable. I took a picture of this company, of these little tables here, the little teeny, I don't even remember what you call those. Well, those are low high chairs. Because I thought they were absolutely adorable. And then Tim Marks was honored. He's retiring, but they're going to put an interior road there is Tim Marks Drive. And if you haven't toured this in the Derek Mitchell Welcome Center, it's an amazing opportunity that we have in the county to have such a quality facility like this. You can see the playground in the back. It isn't all the way done yet, and that's what's keeping the daycare from opening up. And some of the residents here will be able to, if they choose, get certifications to open their own daycares. So they'll be working there in the daycare center. So my staff's always very busy, and they've come up with this great idea that why don't we put some murals on our utility property. These other ones are pictures. I think this bottom one here is Pinellas County, could be Dunedin, but we've got these buildings that are just ripe for some wonderful art. So wanted to throw that out there to our utilities department, and I think those look great. Okay, this is something that I want to get done before I'm done being a commissioner, and these are like little, what you might know as spite strips. And we have at least 3 on this side of the county that I want to address. And Commissioner Yeager, I have mentioned this one to you, so that'll be on the next page. But the first one is Amazon Drive in Anaconda. And the developer of that is the owner of that property is Commissioner Scheer from Pinellas County, and he is willing to give us that. So, if you are someone who needs some kind of ambulatory or, an ambulance to come to you, you would not believe how you have to drive all the way around because of this spite strip here in Amazon. And again, adding connectivity keeps people off the main roads. If they want to go over here, but they live in here and they can't connect there, you have to drive all the way around. You have to go through 54 and Little, and there's no reason for it. So we just need to connect those two. Then,
Madam Chair?
yeah,
And when that was built, it was designed to connect, correct?
yeah, absolutely. We got another one here. Now, this one did connect, and my predecessor, Commissioner Hildebrand, unconnected it. But when I got elected, these residents came to me and said, could you please reconnect this? This is at Gulf Trace Boulevard, and I don't even know the name of the street. But if you could go to Google Earth and pull that intersection up, you wouldn't believe what the residents have to do to go to the park.
That's right before the park, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They have to, they live right behind the Holiday Lake Recreation Center. But they have to drive all the way out to 19, go down, make a U-turn, and come in Gulf Trace Boulevard to for their kids to go to baseball practice or soccer at the park. So,
Crazy.
Yeah, zoom out a little bit. A little bit more. Okay, so up here in the upper left corner, you see the elementary school. The elementary school's here. The upper left corner, you see where they don't connect, right? So if you live on that street, you're driving all the way in front of all these people to go all the way out to 19. You got to come down, make a U-turn, and come back up to go to that park. Or if you want to drive your kid to school because it's raining, you got to, all these people. So I would really like us to reconnect that one. The next one is Osteen.
Yep.
Do we not have a picture of Osteen? Okay.
I think we're working on that.
Yeah, so this was connected, but Mrs. Osteen, who used to live there, somehow got it unconnected when they built Ridgewood High School. So Pepin is now there, and this is another one. So the first one is a close-up of Pepin Academy. The second one, where I have all the X's, that's Marchman, that's the elementary school, and that's now Wendell Corinne, and then you got Pepin over on the right. To get into any of these complexes, you have to come up, I think it's Congress, so when you get over there, or Rowan, whatever, and you come down Orchid Lake in front of all these houses, and then you go into the school complex. Or if you're going to Pepin, which is, the special needs school, you got to drive in front of all those houses to get over there, when it should just connect to Massachusetts.
Agreed.
So we got to get that one connected.
I got one more for you if you want.
Yeah, bring it on.
Right near where you are, where Orchid Lake goes across, there's a connection that can actually come right out
Blueberry?
here. I think it might be
It's
Blueberry, yeah.
Blueberry, yes.
That one
And I
needs to
showed
happen
that
too.
to them too.
Yeah.
So I sent that to staff. So if you see where Pepin is and you look just north of there, right there, yep. It's just a little space right there where they should connect, and they will come out to Little Road.
There you go.
The more connections you have, the less everyone is inconvenienced, and the safer it is for our residents.
Yep.
I'm going to make a motion that we look to do all those connections and bring an agenda item back to the board.
Hallelujah. I don't have to run again. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the last thing I have, and I see we're here at lunchtime, is you all were given this flyer. This is from Orange County. So I go drive down Starkey Boulevard, and I see these kids. My staff told me what they're called, hot rockets or something. They're like little tiny motorcycles, and they were going. I videotaped it. They were going 45 miles an hour on the trail on Starkey Boulevard, and they do it every day. At least they're wearing helmets.
I was just going to ask you, hopefully they're wearing helmets.
They're wearing helmets. So we started looking up the ordinances, and we don't have one that controls how our multi-use paths should be regulated or whatever. So I want to propose that we work with the sheriff's office and to create an ordinance regarding mopeds, go-peds, pocket bikes, and motorized scooters. And then bring it back to us for discussion. Oh, and then lastly, this is a road in Starkey Ranch. The road has been conveyed to us. I can't remember the name of it, Longspur. Businesses are using this as a place to park all their business equipment on our road. There's boats, there's trailers, there's the parts of long-haul trucks. Every time I drive here, it's just amazing what people are parking on our roads. So I think our staff is working on a solution, but we need to, we need to get it done. So otherwise, we start charging them monthly rent, and it'll be very, very high. And thank you, David Engel. I attended that, the second Grand Boulevard workshop. It was very well attended. You guys did a great job on that one, so thank you very much, and we'll adjourn for lunch.
Did you want the county administrator?
Oh, no, we'll finish the others. Oh, I went before you guys.
Yes.
I sure did. We'll do you and you and you after lunch. Sorry.
On you to keep them healthy. Excess fertilizer